7 steps to build a Norantz. We traveled to Norantz in the Basque Country, our new camper van brand with 2 models, and took an in-depth look at the production here. It's a small but fine company, currently building around 40 vehicles a year. And it truly has a manufacturing character with lots of individual customization options. And seeing how it's all put together in these 7 steps is truly impressive, especially considering the variety they offer. At the end, we have a little highlight. We managed to get the founder of Norantz for an interview. The highlight comes at the end. Now, let's start the tour through the production. We're here at step number 1. This is where the painting work is done. You can see it behind us here. The vehicle is already prepared. Later, the Raptor coating will be applied, and in step 1, the pop-outs are also installed right away. This vehicle doesn't have them yet. They go here on the side in the window. It's important that this happens right from the start, because on the one hand, the bodywork has to be cut out for it. And on the other hand, they're always coated with Raptor paint as well. And we need them later on so that the interior can be properly paneled and the bed can be installed correctly. Yes, Norantz offers an incredible number of variants. And for that, the worker at this station needs to know exactly what he has to do for this particular vehicle. That's why there is for each station and for each vehicle a work plan. Hopefully there aren't any secrets written on here, but for example, it lists the project number, the year, and the vehicle date. And then specifically what needs to be done in this step number 1 here during the painting work. And then the worker writes down how much time he needed for each task. That's quite nice. A huge amount of coordination work is being done here because there really are an incredible number of variants. In step number 2, the roof is installed, and there are a lot of different variants for that as well. Right behind me, we can see how a pop-up roof is being installed on the Mercedes. For example, it has a different shape than the one on the MAN. They are stored here on the side and then transported onto the vehicle over there with the crane. At this point, maybe another note. For the MAN, Nora has developed its own pop-up roofs for the MAN. For one thing, the pop-up roof has an additional spoiler at the front, and there's also the high roof, so that's really a unique selling point. And here, all the parts needed for each work step are always kept in stock. Yes, we can see here that the lower hood of the roof is already set up. The bed goes on top of that, and this white part we saw earlier at the crane will be placed on top of it later. That's exactly the part that moves. Of course, the roof cutout has to be made in advance so that the passage is there. And the whole thing was put on here yesterday, then it gets clamped so that it can dry properly. At every station, there's a thick book with work instructions. And up here, as you can see, we have our project sheet again, which clearly indicates what the worker has to do. There's a number on the front, and when he looks up the number here, he gets the specific instruction for exactly what needs to be done. Very important, the Mercedes-Benz star is always printed here, big and bold. And if we look from the other side, MAN. Because, of course, it depends on the base vehicle if we just take a quick look. Let's pull out an example, then you can see it as well. So here, for example, is one for the MAN. And it demonstrates exactly at what distance, what needs to be installed where and how, and where holes might need to be cut for windows. Of course, this varies greatly depending on the base vehicle model. Yes, here we can see the vehicle now at station 2 behind us, where the roof is being put on. We continue with station number 3. Here, the windows and all the holes we need in the outer wall are installed. Here now, for example, for the toilet compartment, it must be clear, is the vehicle getting a Klessener toilet, which is standard, or a cassette toilet? Then the compartment is installed here outside. Here, parts for the heating system are also added. This covers anything that creates holes from the outside, like windows. And it is also installed. The floor and the insulation inside the vehicle. In step number 3, the insulation material is also put into the vehicle. This is the material here. It comes pre-cut in boxes. And then let's go into the vehicle here. Here you can see what it looks like at the very beginning. Right now, we're inside a MAN vehicle. And then the parts are placed at their respective spots on the wall. They're numbered on the back. This one is number 1. I'm not quite sure where this one goes, but that's what the plan is for. Here we have the plan showing where each part goes. Number 1 would go here, specifically on the driver's side at the rear of the vehicle. And then it also says on the other side how many are required or needed. The quantity for each, so for number 1 in this case, there are 3. It ranges from 3 up to 4 layers. We have different thicknesses here because there are simply different cavities in the vehicle. But if you imagine this times 3, that's really substantial. Thick insulation. At this point, it was especially important to the founder of Norantz that we mentioned the vehicle was also tested in the Truma cold chamber when it comes to insulation. The vehicle is cooled down to minus 15 degrees Celsius, then all of the doors are closed and the heater is turned on, and it has to heat up to 25 degrees within 4 hours. Norantz didn't need 4 hours for this, but exactly 1 hour and 40 minutes, so really incredibly fast. And something else also has to work. After cooling down and reheating, the entire water installation in the vehicle must still function. So they passed the test successfully. We're still in step number 3. Here we can now see an example where some of the insulation has already been glued in. But above all, we want to show this cable harness here that's being installed. All the cables here are pre-labeled with a label every 5 centimeters. Whether it's for the solar system or for the reading lamp under the bed in the back, this labeling makes it easier later on to find the right cable if there's ever a problem somewhere. Step number 4 is furniture assembly. All the way in the back, we can see the CNC machine, which cuts the parts to fit the vehicle precisely. Here too, the configuration is important. Which toilet is in the bathroom depends on the furniture supports, what type of heating system, and so on. So that's obviously important for the furniture. Here we can see it already partially assembled. Norantz use HPL, which stands for high pressure laminate, as the surface material. This is extremely scratch and impact resistant. And what you can also see here is that we really have thick furniture panels. We were talking about it yesterday as well. What about that topic? Weight in the vehicle? That's always a pretty tight issue with camper vans, and Norantz made it very clear. We don't save weight when it comes to furniture construction, because that would directly reduce quality. So we really do have thick furniture here, which of course also has a certain weight, but in return it's simply good quality. Here again, the project number is stamped into each vehicle. As I said, there's always a number for the year and the project, and it goes on every piece of furniture, so that in the end everything fits correctly. In the vehicle, yes, behind me we can now see how the paneling is being screwed onto the rear door. Norantz always puts a lot of effort into their surfaces covered with artificial leather, and we'll take a closer look at exactly how that's done in a moment. Here we can see a paneling part from a window. There are 3 different colors for this artificial leather material: gray, olive green, or a kind of cream color. And that just makes the interior of the vehicle feel even more homey. The wall is pleasantly soft when you lean against it, and above all, it's not so cold. And of course, it also makes everything look much nicer. On the back, I'll just turn it around for a moment. We can see that it's simply made from wooden panels like these. And of course, a visual upgrade like this really does a lot of good. Now, in this vehicle, we can already see that some of the furniture has been installed. That's step number 4. Back there will be the bathroom and the refrigerator. The bed area is still missing. It's really interesting to see it in its raw state like this and how it grows step by step. We're here at station number 5, and as you can see behind me, there's a lift here. This is where everything that happens underneath the vehicle is done. So things like the underride guard, tires, electric entry steps, the insulation for the wastewater tank, and the electric waste valve. The same goes for the freshwater tank. Exactly, so station number 5 is everything that happens underneath the vehicle. In step number 6, everything revolves around the electrics and the water system. Here we can already see a pre-assembled board where all the electrical components are screwed on and installed outside the vehicle, simply because there's much more space for assembly. And then the whole unit is installed into the vehicle. Here we see it now in its installed state. And what we notice right away is a lot of blue and Victron up front. On the pre-assembled boards, there were also Dometic parts. Norantz is switching over. In the future, Victron will be standard with 300 amp hours of lithium and 3000 watts inverter. They're really going all out here. Everything looks extremely neat in terms of the assembly process, and that continues throughout here. Here, we have a folder with all the operating manuals, and above all, everything is simply and clearly described. Which fuses are where and what they're for. All the codes from the Victron devices, they all have a Bluetooth code, and that's included as well, for example, my spare fuse. Step 6 also involves the installation of the water pipes. This here, for example, is the board for the EKI under the bed. We can see that we've always installed a pressure pump. By the way, all the water components are from Lilly, so a really high-quality manufacturer. There's always a small pre-filter in front of it here. Optionally, you can also install a really large drinking water filter. What Norantz recently changed is the thickness of the hose walls. So they've become noticeably thicker. This simply ensures that the pressure pump can work even better and that it doesn't cause too much vibration inside the hose. And as I said, this entire board is then simply installed into the vehicle as a whole unit. Here we can now see the component for the electric wastewater valve or also for the freshwater valve. This is also electric. First of all, it's insulated. By the way, that's an additional option. It can be operated electrically via the control panel above the door at the front, but you can also release it manually at any time. You have to crawl under the vehicle and turn this little part in case something isn't working. But basically, of course, it's a great comfort. If you want to drain the wastewater, you don't even have to get out anymore. No more dealing with all that mess. Just drain it easily. Just press the button. Here is the wastewater tank, by the way. It's always 100 liters in the Norantz vehicles. You can also order this electric heating mat as an option, which is then glued all around here. And then a large insulation tray is added all around. And the whole thing is then installed in step number 5 on the lift. Here we can now see the water installation in its installed state, including the large drinking water filter, which, as mentioned, is also available as an optional extra. All of this has a nice place here under the bed, and normally we don't need to see any of it. Then we just close it up, and now we're at the final step. Step number 7, the final inspection. Here, for example, we can see the mounting plates that have been installed. This is the vehicle that we're also taking to the trade fair. There's already a bicycle mounted on it. It gets thoroughly cleaned and, above all, checked to make sure everything is there. Here's the checklist that gets ticked off. Now, all the parts that can be removed are put in as well. That means, for example, the table, the mattress, the ladder, such as these items. These only go in at the very end so that they're not constantly in the way during production. Yes, at this point, a very important note. The vehicles delivered by Norantz come with the complete COC papers. So, not as is often the case otherwise, with relatively small custom builds, usually only for the base vehicle, but also for the Norantz conversion. This really makes it very easy to register the vehicles all across Europe. You're the founder and the technical manager from Norantz. Tell us, how did it start with Norantz?
It's a good question. Since I was a child, I traveled in camper vans with my family. So when I was 20 years old, I create a company with one colleague. And some years later, I create alone Norantz.
I saw a picture from you up there, small guy standing in the car and fixing something. So you started early.
That's a good picture because my father do his own camper vans, and I was in the picture. I think I am just doing showing for the picture,
Okay.
but yeah, we used to do these things with my father.
So when did you found Norantz? How old is the company?
The company starts in 2017. So yeah, at the beginning we start repairing cars and this kind of small works in cars of other brands. But I was very focused in this since the beginning. Is why I cut the relation with my previous colleague because I wouldn't like to be a garage. I want to create a company with a brand. So. Is why I push in this way.
So you told me before that you develop the cars for your own needs. So you started together with your girlfriend, 2-person.
Yeah.
Now you have a family with 5-person, and that's the reason for the 2 models, correct?
Yeah, it's a little bit my life and the models of Norantz are a little bit matching together, no? Yeah, at the beginning we was 2, so we travel, we do a lot of different sports. We are not good in nothing, but we try everything. So yeah, we need a car to try to have all the materials inside, ski, mountain, water. So we do a car just thinking in the use. So we create a simple but a good quality car, and this is IPAR. After on,
just short, IPAR is 6 meters, bed in the back, just to explain for the video watchers.
Yes. It's a very simple car with 6 meters, a design, typical design with 4 people driving, 2 sleeping. Simple, good quality, good products, but just design thinking in the use, not thinking in selling a lot of cars.
I think if somebody gets into your car, you see that you drive your own car. It's small gadgets like boxes in the back, they fit perfectly. Like this small things making it every day more easy.
Yes. Because when you use, you realize that sometimes what is important and what you are using. Nowadays, we don't have a sink in the toilet. I think you have enough with one. So it's why sometimes a small idea becomes big, easy in the weekend.
So I hope for you, you don't get a fourth child, because then it's getting really complicated. So back to Norantz. You are located in Basque Country, and the name also has a meaning in Basque.
Yeah, the meaning it's a really complete name for me, because I was with my previous colleague in the factory together. I have a good deal of a big factory to go to work to another company, and it was a complicated moment in my life. So Norantz, it means in Basque, where are you going? But you can use not only with cars, also with your life. No? So it was a little bit where I am going with my life. So I have a good project here with this colleague. I have a good deal of a big factory, but I want to do my own project of camper vans. And also, when you are with your friends between the week, and you are thinking, you're taking a beer, where are you going this weekend, Lisa? I will go to the Pyrenees, I will go to climbing, So this is Norantz. Where are you going? Yeah. So it's a very complete work.
Yeah, it's nice. You have also the symbol where to go, so that's a good marketing strategy. And also the two models, IPAR and EKI, they mean also something.
Yes, IPAR, it's a short name of the north, and EKI, in English, it's east, I think, is the side of the sun.
Yes.
So EKI in Basque is also the sun, but it's also from where is coming the sun. So yeah, it's...
So you have two more models you can do, west and south.
We can maybe next year.
So some hard facts about your company. How many cars do you produce? How many employees? That we can see a little bit the size.
Yes, and we was increasing before COVID. We increased a lot, but from COVID, with all the problems with the electronic device, we stopped a little bit the increase. Nowadays, we are producing between 30 and 40 cars. Depends of the year, but yeah, we are in these numbers. We are between more or less 20 employers. Always there's one more, one less. And here in Sizurkil, in Basque Country, we have 1,500 square meters factory. We have 7 steps for 7 cars. So every week is one car inside and every week is one car outside. So yeah, we work a little bit. These are some tips.
I hope that with us as a German dealer, you can increase your numbers.
Let's go. Let's go to do it.
If you would compare your cars to other cars, what is special for Norantz cars?
I think we already speak about this. It's that they are designed by a user, a real user. And we also to produce this quantity lets you to fix what you want. The quality of the furniture is a big topic that we are strong in this. We don't lose the beautiful part or this design. We design a very clear designs. Also, electronics is an important point for us. We have a very strong installation. We have one panel. Everything is controlled from one panel. Yeah, we have also apps to control everything.
So from my side, if I see the cars, one thing really standing out is the many options you have.
Also.
And after walking here around, one thing is how, you are 30 cars or 40 cars is not a big camper van company, but you do it really precise in this many options. So that is really impressive. And one standing alone point is your roof from the MAN.
Also, we forget a little bit this topic, but in the beginning, we was the only manufacturer. We have our own roof for MAN. We have 2 roofs for MAN. We have the pop-up roof and the high roof. Are our own designs, and we produce them with other companies. So until 2 years ago, we was the only ones. So yeah, it's a big point. Yeah.
Do you have a typical client? Like if you say a Norantz client is always, I don't know, a climber, goes surfing, or is it big variety?
No, it's there are some ones, but yes, more or less always it's relate someone that when you see him or her, you feel that can be. But sometimes there are little surprises. But yes, normally people who is going to the natural people, single people, not very complicated. I don't know. It's
they just want the car to use.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
No bling bling.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, nothing elegant or. Yeah, it's a good car. It has a lot of things, but simple, easy.
Has to work.
Yes.
That's it.
Smart people. I don't know.
Good. Anything else you would like to add, or?
I don't know. Yeah, we do our job in a lot of years. We are visiting also Düsseldorf in a lot of years, and yeah, we want to grow up in Europe. And I think the relationship that we are creating with you, with Me Mobile, with Papa, Mama, it's very good. So I think we will do good business together, and you will get our cars more near of some customers, I think.
I hope so too. The next chance we have to do that is in Stuttgart on the exhibition. You will also be there on our stand. Yes. So take the chance to meet Aimar and his cars and us. And we're happy to see you there.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and now we would of course be very pleased and absolutely delighted if we have sparked your interest, and you would certainly like to schedule an appointment with us. You can find us right on the B29 between Fellbach and Schorndorf, just 15 minutes away from the Stuttgart Stadium.
Yes, you can find all the vehicles not only online, but also on display at our complete showroom on site.
And by complete, we mean all furniture decors, all upholstery, all layouts, in short, all Jura, all Carmen.
You can find information about which vehicles are available on site, in which configurations, and from when on our complete website, which is also linked below.
And then a very special specialty of Mimobil is the sale of the large rental fleet at the end of the season, or even during the season, under the brand name Early Bird. The Early Bird catches the worm. In addition, you can also order a custom pre-owned vehicle from us. It just needs to be delivered in time for the rental season, so that it can be handed over at the end of the season.
Speaking of rentals, at MyMobile we don't just sell motorhomes, we also truly offer service from start to finish. And for that, let's first take a look at the rental department with Mama. We have over 50 vehicles available for rent, with new models every year featuring a wide variety of layouts. So the chances are actually very good that you can in fact first rent the vehicle or automobile that you are interested in buying from us. All the vehicles are serviced and maintained by our workshop and customer service team.
Yes, here in our technical area, we're in paradise when it comes to retrofitting. Here you receive personalized advice and your vehicle is customized. For example, this includes topics like self-sufficiency with solar panels, inverters, lithium batteries, multimedia features like satellite systems, TVs, or maybe you'd prefer an internet antenna, as well as everything related to sanitation such as toilet solutions and water purification systems. We install hydraulic leveling systems, air suspension, weight upgrades, and tow bars. I could go on like this forever. At this point, a quick note, we're looking for support in our technical department. So if you have some technical know-how and genuinely enjoy advising customers, as well as putting together detailed offers, please feel free to get in touch with us at any time. And now let's continue on to our workshop.
Wait, there's a quick stop in between. Our workshop is actually located at our new site in Bräuningsweiler.
Everything you've selected in the technical department, we're happy to install for you. Not only that, but we also expertly handle any other repairs related to motorhomes. We offer this comprehensive service not just for Euro and Cayman, but for all other brands as well.
So that was our quick introduction. You can find detailed information about MyMobile in our kickoff video 2024. The link is provided below in the description.